My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Star Wars Black Series Bo-Katan Kryze. And so here we have Bo-Katan posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through her accessories really fast. Bo-Katan does come with her Mandalorian helmet, which looks really nice. I do like the detailing on it, and the rangefinder does go down and up if you needed to. She also comes with her dual blasters, which fit in her hands nicely, and those look really nice. And if you don't want her holding them, they do fit in her side holsters. And then of course, she does come with her jetpack. Other than that, Bo-Katan doesn't really come with anything else. Kind of light on accessories, but most Star Wars figures are. They only come with their essentials. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at Bo-Katan. And so here we have a closer look at Bo-Katan, and I really do like the way the figure came out. I do have some issues with her, mainly regarding her helmet here. The helmet, it is really nicely detailed, and I do like the fact that the rangefinder does go up and down. I really can't criticize the helmet too much. It does look good, but where I can criticize the figure is how the helmet looks on her. I don't know why the Hasbro team continues to give us removable helmets with these figures. I would much rather prefer alternate head swaps rather than removable helmets, because as nice as the helmet looks, it does look oversized on Bo-Katan here, and this is not how it looked at all in the series. The helmet should be much narrower right here on the sides. I think that would look so much better. If they gave us interchangeable heads instead of removable helmets, I think that would solve a lot of issues, and you don't even need to make alternate neck pieces. Just give us the helmeted head and a different unhelmeted head, and that would be so much better. You don't have to give us removable helmets. I think it does take away from the way she looks with the helmet on, but that's honestly just me. It's still a really nice helmet, and if you don't want her wearing it, you can have her holding it. So having a look at the figure, I really do like the head sculpt. It's one of Hasbro's better head sculpts. It really does look like Katie Sackhoff, which I think was a really smart move, having her play the actual character rather than finding someone who looks like her. Really do like her headband right here. It's a really nice metallic blue. Looks really nice, and there is some sculpted detailing on it, which I do like. I do feel like her hair is too bright. Her hair really wasn't this orange in the TV show. I know in Rebels and in Clone Wars it was this color, but when they translated her to live action, they did dull her hair out a little bit. Kind of wish they had done that here. It's a really nice hair sculpt. I just wish it was a little bit darker. So moving on to the rest of the figure, I really like the Mandalorian armor that she has on her. The Beskar looks really nice. I know a lot of people on Twitter criticize the armor, but I think it looks really nice. I do like the way it reflects the light, and you can see that they actually did scuff the armor a little bit. I do like the dual tones. We have a dark gunmetal here and then a lighter silver. Then we do have these blue accents right there, and then of course the orange, well, brown parts that hold the armor together. Taking a look at her jetpack, really unique jetpack, something we haven't seen too much. I do like the fact that this is a very different jetpack than we've seen with Mandalorian, with Boba Fett and Jango Fett. This is a really good little jetpack, and I love the coloration on it. That gunmetal with the blue really does help it stand out, and it is removable, so if you don't want her wearing it, you can take it off. It just pegs on right there. I do not like the fact that they didn't paint the back of her armor. This should be the exact same color as her front, and it is a little bit of a shame that they didn't paint it. I guess they thought you're going to have the jetpack on her at all times, but even then, they painted the jetpack, and you can tell because this isn't the same color as the back of it. The back of it actually has that gunmetal. This one just has plastic color. Don't know why they didn't paint the back of it. I think that would have looked so much better. We do have the Death Watch emblem right here. Well, not the Death Watch, but you know, her Mandalorian emblem right here, which looks really nice. It is painted nicely. We do have some scuffing on the paint. Really do like her undersuit right here, and then we go on to her bracers right here, where we have the rocket launcher right here, and again we have that blue and gray color scheme, which I think stands out really nicely. We do have the grapple hook on this side, and again we have that blue and gray motif right there. And then we have some almost like sand colored wrist guards right there. So that's a really nice little look on it. Having a look at her belt, they did a really good job with the buckles here. You can see how nice that looks with the silver, the gunmetal, and then the copper right there. And then we do have her pouches, which they're alright. They just seem a little plasticky, to be quite honest. If there was a little bit of a wash on there, that would look so much better. Her pants look pretty good. I do like the seam work on them. And then they do have the armor plating right here on the side, which I think that's a really nice look on the figure. Matches her armor really nicely. Then we go on to her knee pads, where we again have that same blue and gray palette, which looks really nice on Bo-Katan here. I'm not gonna lie, the paint on her is really solid and really clean. Even the distinction between her pants and her boots is a really nice color. You can see the brown looks really good, really distinct between the scuffs on the blue. So yeah, overall really liking Bo-Katan here. Although I'm not a fan of the character herself, I do appreciate the fact that they gave us another character from The Mandalorian. Bo-Katan here is looking really nice, and I do like the way she came out. So overall, really do appreciate how Bo-Katan looks, and I'm, again, really glad we got another character from The Mandalorian. I absolutely love that TV show. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Bo-Katan posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Bo-Katan posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we do have Bo-Katan posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to Bo-Katan's articulation. Moving her helmet off to the side. She does have a double ball joint here at the head, which does let her look up about that far. Can't really look down, unfortunately, because of how deep that ball joint recess into her neck, but we do get some slight head tilt. Does turn left and right, no problem. With her helmet on, you get the same range, although because it doesn't sit perfectly on her head, you can kind of get her to look up a little bit more. If you do some clever photography, you can actually hide the fact that her jaw and the line of the helmet aren't quite accurate, but yeah, that's just something to point out and something I do need to talk about, because like I said, the helmet is very oversized, but with the proper movement you can actually hide some of the articulation limitations on Bo-Katan here, so I really do like that. We do have a second ball joint in the bottom of the neck, which does let her tilt her head much better, so we get some really good range in conjunction with that ball joint. She does have a butterfly joint here in the shoulder, but the left one seems to be a little bit stuck on mine. I can't really get it to move whenever I want it to. The right one seems to move just fine, no problem. Arms do go out to the side, no problem. It looks like the left one goes out a little bit higher than the right one. So there is that. Arms do go all the way around. We don't have a bicep swivel on Bo-Katan, but we do have elbow swivel as well as a bend in the elbow, giving us a little bit better than 90 degrees. She of course does have a swivel and vertical hinge on her wrist for her blasting hand, so I do like that. I believe we have a ball joint here in the torso, which does lean back to the side, does rotate. And then I do like the fact that her armor plating is a softer plastic, so when you do bend her, it does get out of the way. No articulation in the waist, unfortunately, because this is one solid piece. Legs do kick forward to about right there. They kick back, out to the side, no problem. We do have a thigh swivel, which works fine. Single bend in the knee, giving us really good range there. I do like how the knee pad stays right here, although I would have liked it if the knee pad was a little bit lower, but that does hide the joint properly. And then if you want to, it does swivel here at the knee. Just be careful because it does kick out the armor. We do have a hinge in the foot, which goes forward. Doesn't really go back, but if you rotate her foot and then hinge it, you get the full backwards articulation. Same with the front, that's about as far as it goes, and then forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, Bo-Katan here has some pretty good articulation, especially in terms of Star Wars Black Series. I do like it. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Bo-Katan posed for my final thoughts, and overall, I think Hasbro has done a really good job with this figure, with the exception of the helmet. Again, I can't stress this enough, as much as I like the option to have removable helmets, it just doesn't really work in this scale of figure. The helmets always seem to be oversized, or the head is undersized. This is a perfect example of the helmet being oversized. I would have preferred having an alternate head with this figure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Star Wars has only really done 2 figures with alternate heads, and that being Darth Maul and Darth Sidious. I would really like them to move forward from that and give us alternate heads for characters that actually need it. As much as I enjoy the aspect of the removable helmets, it doesn't work in 6-inch scale. The head is either going to be too small or the helmet is going to be too big, and in this instance, they made Bo-Katan's helmet way too big for the head. If they even made it smaller, it would be such a tight fit that you might end up scratching the paint, and I understand that's why they didn't make it that tight, because they really want to have this figure to have the photoreal. And if I were to really be honest with you guys, if they were going to do that, I would have much rather preferred them release 2 versions, one with a helmet, one unmasked. That way you get to choose which one you wanted, but having an alternate head would have really benefited this figure so much more. Other than that, I still think this is a very fantastic figure. They did a really good job with the sculpt. Paint could be a little bit better, especially when you look at the back of her armor. Hasbro really doesn't take much care in painting the back of the figures, because you really just see the front. But that is one thing they really need to start doing, is paying attention to how the back of the figure looks, because there are people that do display the figures in front and back, and having that plain back does stand out quite a bit. Other than that, I still think Bo-Katan here will look great in any Star Wars collection, whether it be a Clone Wars, Rebels, or Star Wars Mandalorian. Either one, she will look fantastic. Now, if you are looking for a Bo-Katan, she is kind of hard to stumble upon. I've only seen her at GameStop. I know there are some people that spot her in the wild, but more than likely, your best chance to get this figure is online retail. So check sites like Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and of course GameStop.com. Be expecting to pay $22.99, which is what they are starting to ask for Star Wars figures, which is a little bit high, seeing as how they don't really come with as much accessories as Marvel Legends. But one thing I do appreciate about Star Wars Black Series is that the sculpts are always spot on. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Star Wars videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.